Hello friends, this is Dr. Vijay Kumar. I am welcoming you all in my lecture on concept of breeding value. First, I will request you all, please see the description of this video for the link of other related video. If you will go through those related videos, then it will be very easy to understand this video. So please visit link of description of this video for the link of other related videos. Today in this lecture we will discuss concept of breeding value. I think there are two concepts which are very important under population genetics. The first topic is concept of breeding value and the second topic is concept of heritability. So today we will see the concept of breeding value. Coming to the first slide, breeding value terms is generally used in quantitative genetics, and it is simply, breeding value is simply the value of individual as breeding parent. How much any individual is, how much important as a breeding parent, as a reproducing parent, this till the breeding value. If breeding value of an animal is very high, then you can say for that trait you can use that individual as a parent, and the progeny in future will be of very high potential. Now come to the one key word on this slide is quantitative genetics. In the last lecture, I tried to explain the concept of quantitative genetics and qualitative genetics. Here, very briefly, I will try to explain those things. Again, I will request you to go to the description section, and there you will find a link for the lecture related to quantitative genetics. Go and view that video, then it will help you understanding the concept of breeding value. Very briefly, I will try to explain the concept of quantitative genetics. Quantitative genetics is concerned with quantitative traits, and quantitative traits are those traits having continuous variation, and you can measure those type of traits. For example, milk production, body weight, height of animal, all these traits you can measure, and these traits having continuous variation. Continuous variation means, for example, take milk production. Milk production may be 4 kg in a day, 4.5 kg, 5 kg, 6 kg, 6.5 kg, 7 kg, 8 kg, 9 kg, 10 kg. There is continuous variation. You may take any value in a range, any sensible value in a range for those traits. You can measure it, and there is continuous variation. On the other hand, qualitative traits, these traits you can't measure and there is no continuous variation. For example, eye color, blood group. Here you can't measure eye color. You can observe eye color, you can observe presence or absence of horn, but you can't measure. This is the basic difference between qualitative traits and quantitative traits. Now come to the quantitative traits. Quantitative traits are controlled by various genes, so many genes. So these traits showing polygenic inheritance, and effect of all gene is very small, very minor effect they are showing. So these genes are also known as, sometimes known as minor gene. Other important point is these quantitative traits are modified by, affected by environmental condition. Milk production of animal, growth rate, body weight, all these are affected by environmental condition. If environmental condition is good, then production level will increase. If environmental condition is not good, then performance level will go down. So these are affected by environmental condition. But on the other hand, for the qualitative traits, these are governed by one or very few genes, and effect of each gene is very large. So these genes are sometimes known as major gene, and environment do not affect these traits. Environment can't affect presence or absence of horn. Environment can't affect eye color. So these traits are not affected by environment. So these are major difference between qualitative traits and quantitative traits. Now come to our basic our main topic, which is breeding value. We can define breeding value in two ways. Technical, there is two ways to define the breeding value. The first is technically much more technical. Here breeding value is the sum of average effect of all the alleles affecting a given traits. As I discussed, quantitative traits are controlled by so many genes. Sometimes 10 genes, sometimes 20 genes, sometimes 50 and 100 genes are controlling quantitative traits, and each gene having some value. Breeding value is the sum of average effect of all those alleles. This is the breeding value. Now what is average effect? We will see later in this video. Average effect is a sort of additive effect of genes. There are two types of effect: additive effect, non-additive effect. Later on in this video we will see what is additive effect and what is non-additive effect. Now come to the other way of explaining breeding value. Breeding value, we can define breeding value very simply as mean value. Breeding value is the mean of performance of all the progeny of an individual. Suppose we are trying to calculate breeding value of an individual, then it will be simply the average of performance of all the progeny of that individual. Simply this is the breeding value. So here there are two ways to defining breeding value. One is sum of average effect of all the alleles affecting a trait, and second is it is simply average of performance of all the progeny of any individual. Now this slide is also very important. What is difference between breeding value and genetic value? People are saying, students are saying, both are genetic value and breeding value, both are related to genetic makeup of an individual. But what is difference between breeding value and genetic value? Very simply, breeding value is a part of genetic value. It is a small part of genetic value, and this value is transferable from parent to offspring because it is additive in nature. This is additive, so it is transferable, and it is transferable, so it is important for the progeny. This is the basic difference between breeding value and genetic value. Genetic value having some non-additive portion, so it is not transferable, so it is not important. Now see what other things mentioned on this slide. Breeding value has been of much more importance to the animal breeder. Now here we will have to understand what is the objective, goal or aim of the animal breeder. There is a basic difference between animal breeder aim and livestock keeper aim. Livestock keeper want their animal, standing animal, should have a very good performance, very good milk production, very good growth, very good meat production. This animal keeper, livestock keeper want. But the aim of animal breeder is entirely different. They don't want very good performance from the standing animal, but they want performance of the progeny, performance of the future generation should be very high. This is the major goal of the animal breeder. Now come to the second point. Breeding value reflects the merit that can be transmitted to the next generation. Yes, as I discussed earlier, breeding value is the part of genetic value that can be transmitted to the next generation, that can be transmitted to the progeny. This is additive, this is the genetic value which is additive in nature, which can transmit it to the progeny generation, make the value of breeding value. Now, what is genetic value? Genetic value is the value of animal's genes to itself for that particular animal. Genetic value of the animal which is important for that animal. Every gene, whether it is additive or it is non-additive, all are important for the animal, its own production. But performance which is coming due to non-additive effect is not transferable. Although it is important for animals' own production, but it is not transferable. It is not important for the progeny production. So genetic value is all genetic makeup of the individual, all the values related to genetic makeup which is important to itself, and its small fraction is known as breeding value, which is transferable, which is transmitted to the offspring. Knowing the breeding value of animal facilitates breeder choose which loads are most suited for use in meeting their objective. Yes, this I explained earlier. If you know the breeding value of all animals, then you can choose these animals having good breeding value, so their offspring certainly have much better performance. So it will help you in this selection process. Breeding value, the worth of an individual's as judged by average performance of its offspring. I explained this also in the earlier slide. In the second slide, breeding value is generally calculated, estimated by averaging the performance of its offspring. The use of breeding value is important for everyone involved in livestock improvement. I explained for livestock improvement you need the best parent from the standing animal. So if you want to improve the production level of the livestock, then you will have to select the best parent, best sire, best dam from the population. For that you will have to estimate breeding value of the all individual. All through history, breeders have studied methods for use in identifying superior animal in the animal population. From since very long, animal breeders are generally using some sort of techniques for identifying the superior animal as a parent for improving their livestock. Now, this is very important point for sire selection. Sire selection has tremendous value to the livestock operation. Calculation of breeding value for sire. This is very important. Breeding value estimation for cow, for dam side, it is important, but breeding value estimation for sire side is much more important. As earlier, generally breeders were saying bull is half of the herd, which means the contribution of bull in the production is half. Anybody can think, yes, any progeny is coming from dam and sire. Certainly, sire will have half of the performance, half of the value. But just think, the number of sire in a herd is very low. In cattle population, if a herd of 200 cow, then just imagine there are hardly 5 or 10 bull are used, or semen from 5 or 10 sire is generally used. The number of sire is very low, but their importance is half. So you can imagine sire is so important. Nowadays, latest finding showing that the importance of sire is not just half, it is above 70%. The importance of sire is more than 70% in a herd. Although their number is very less, sire number is very less, but their importance, they are influencing 70% of the more than 70% of the productivity of a herd. So selection of sire is very important. So breeding value estimation for the sire is much important. Individual parents may have different breeding values for different traits. Breeding value is not for an animal, but it is for an trait. Breeding value is specifically for trait of the individual. It is not for the individual. It is trait of an individual. Breeding value of milk production will be different. Breeding value of growth rate for the same animal will be different. So you can't say if breeding value of milk production is high, then you may select for the growth or other trait. Every trait will have different breeding value. The breeding values of parents predict the performance of their offspring. Yes, already explained. If you have breeding value, then you can say what will be the performance of the offspring. Breeding values are needed to make decision about which individuals should be included. Animals having high breeding value, you can select those individuals. Breeding values based on one or more measurement. You can estimate breeding value on the basis of animal on performance, or on the basis of relatives of that individual. Initially, I explained you can estimate breeding value on the basis of performance of progeny, but this is the not only one. This is the only one way. This is taking progeny performance need so much time, so generation interval is increasing. So you can estimate breeding value by taking multiple measurement of multiple phenotypic performance measurement of the same individual, or on the basis of their relative performance you can estimate breeding value. Breeding value can be explained as the value of an individual as a parent. Several times explained, this breeding value explain the value of individual as a parent. Now come to the gene combination value. This related to non-additive gene effect. Now it is clear that breeding value is the fraction of genotypic value that can be transmitted from parent to offspring. I explained earlier, breeding value is a part of genotypic value that can be transmitted from parent generation to offspring generation. The breeding value of an individual is due to independent or additive effect of gene. Breeding value explained earlier. The breeding value of an individual is due to additive effect, and additive effect is independent. There is no dependency. The gene values have no dependency on other gene which is located in the neighborhood. For that gene, they are not. The gene breeding value of an individual is due to independent effect of gene. As I explained, this is breeding value is the sum of average effect of all those genes controlling a trait, and that average effect is additive effect, and this additive effect is not affected by their neighbor gene. The residual part of genotypic value is known as gene combination value. Genotypic value has two parts. One is additive value, which is not additive value is independent effect. It is not affected by neighbor genes, and the other genotypic value other than additive effect, this residual part is known as gene combination value. You may say this as non-additive gene effect value related to non-additive genetic effect. These are not additive. Gene combination values for a character is due to gene combination effect. For example, dominance and epistasis, and this gene combination value is generally coming from the effect of dominance and epistasis. Gene combination value cannot be transmitted from parent to offspring. This is not transmitted, so it is not important for the offspring. Gene combination effects are not additive. I already explained. The value due to dominance and epistasis is not transferable, and it is not additive because they are due to certain combination, and they are not transferable because they are because of certain combination, and it is not possible that combination will form in the next generation. In opposite to breeding values, gene combination values of individual are rarely predicted. You cannot predict gene combination values of individual because it is very complicated to predict gene combination value. The calculation is very complicated. Till now, till this date, this is very difficult to predict gene combination value. The certain significance of gene combination values depends on whether livestock keeper is a seed stock producer or commercial producer. Now, the significance of gene combination value depending upon whether the livestock keeper is seed stock producer or commercial producer. It is not important for the seed stock producer, but it is important for commercial producer. If the purpose of the producer is only for taking milk production or meat production, then certainly gene combination value has apostasis, dominance. This will affect the production level. So for those commercial producer, it is important. But if anyone want to produce seed stock, for those producer, for the producer which are producing good genetic breeding stock, the producer which are producing breeding stock, for those individual, gene combination value is not important, because these are gene combination value is not transferable. These are not important for the progeny. For those individual, it is not important. So these are all for breeding value, and I think this topic is a bit complicated, but I still try to make things clear. If anything is not clear, write to me. Again, I will try to explain that part. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.